In today's news, motorists to be ticketed for parking in no parking zones, and visitor center in Gun Creek reopened. We also see recent medical emergencies on Anegada met with swift, successful medical evacuations, and government to roll out a suite of government initiatives to improve efficiency and accountability. Well, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Well, welcome everyone. It's Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. I'm Kamal Haynes, coming to you live from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. A happy Tuesday to one and all, and thank you so much for joining us. Well, we start today's newscast with a message from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. While viewers, motorists across the territory are being urged to refrain from parking in no parking zones around Road Town, as the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force will be enforcing the issuing of tickets for all breaches. Well, this was confirmed by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force in a media statement which said that the enforcement follows multiple initiatives in the Road Town area to reduce the presence of vehicles on the streets. Well, these include the festival grounds modifications and the Road Town shuttle service. The head of Road Traffic Unit, Kishon Leslie, said that no parking signs were destroyed during Hurricane Irma and reinstalled. Officers will be issuing tickets for those who insist on parking in their vehicles, particularly on the laybys along Waterfront Drive. What he said, and I quote, "While we are giving fair warning to motorists, the lay-by is intended by motorists for who intend to pull off for short stops. It was never intended for parking. Drivers are never to leave their vehicles unattended in these areas. Well, there are now several options for motorists to legally park and gain access to town area. Therefore, illegal parking will not be tolerated." He continued, "Tickets will be issued to motorists who do not abide by the law." Well, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force also reminded the public that yellow paint along the side of the streets is also an indication that no parking is allowed. Well, moving on, viewers, where today the government held a reopening ceremony for the Captain Owen G. Harrigan Visitor Center in Gun Creek, Virgin Gorda. Well, the event underscored the importance of the development of the North Sound area. To this effect, Honorable Vincent Wheatley, District 9 Representative and Minister for Natural Resources, Labour and Immigration, said that the reopening is only the beginning.
So we have to go forward now to the age we're in now. And we have to make sure that when this area develops, it develops with the people, for the people, that they can live out their true potential through this area here. We've had some major setbacks, the hurricanes, pandemic, the COI, and the war. But the vision for this place cannot change. I have seen many plans for this area here. First of all, let's understand that Gun Creek Harbor development cannot be just this area here. It is too small for the vision and for the potential of the people of North Sound. This harbor, Ms. Maynard, must be expanded out up here. It must be expanded out. So when we finish our Great Hill subdivision, the people who are going to live up there, when they look down on this harbor like Mr. O'Neill did, they're going to see themselves, they're going to see their boats, they're going to see their businesses, they're going to see their hotels in this development area. That's the vision we have to take forward. Not the old vision of the potential of others in the area, but the potential of our people.
Well, Honorable Andrew Foy, Premier and Minister of Finance, also gave remarks at the event. The Premier spoke about celebrating the work that has been done in Virgin Gorda thus far since the advent of the 2017 hurricanes, particularly under his administration.
And when you go and you look at the John George Senior Administration building here now in North Song and see how long it was closed and the kind of conditions it was in, but yet now it is so beautiful. It reflects the name of the person on the building now. And we have been able to get that done right here in Virgin Gorda. Still yet we rise. And when you look and you see the Brigado Flax Educational Complex, when the secondary division in the condition that was in, and we were able to take office with the help of all of us as a government and district rep and or at large and move and make that one of our next priorities to make sure that our children and teachers would be in a comfortable environment and make sure that they move from those dilapidated conditions that they were in. Still yet we rise. I'm amazed, and I say this, and it may sound political, when people tell me that they cannot see anything that has happened in Virgin Gorda in the last few years. I am willing to pay for an appointment for any of them to go to Vision Center or Tortola Vision because they need help with their sight. We have plenty more to do. But as a people, we must make sure we emulate what our ancestors did. As we progress, give God praise and thanks and not look just for another problem and refuse to be grateful. A spirit of gratitude carries you far.
Well, viewers, up next, recent medical emergencies on Anegada met with swift, successful medical evacuations and government to roll out suite of e-government initiatives to improve efficiency and accountability. But these and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hello?
Wait, you're the lunch I get? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll
see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
Well, welcome back, viewers. A recent accident and medical emergencies on the sister island of Anegada were recently quickly addressed by local health officials with successful medical evacuations to the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital on Tortola. Well, this was confirmed by the Minister for Health, Honorable Carmen Malone, who made a disclosure during a recent social media posting. When Minister Malone said that the medical evacuations were as a result of a contracted agreements between several local and regional airline operators. Well, he also thanked the staff at the Nurse Romelia Smith Clinic for their efforts in successfully stabilizing the injured patients who suffered separate injuries following motorcycle accidents.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to give congratulations and, make commendations to the staff at the Rosalind Smith Clinic, Nurse Romelia Smith Clinic in Anegada. As the volume of tourists pick up in the territory, and especially on Anegada, you would have more incidents where medical evacuation is actually required. There, in the last 3 days, there were 2 motorcycle accidents that occurred. One where the young lady had actually sustained damage to her head, and just the other day you had one where in the last 3 days you had two other incidents. One with a pregnant person, and she needed to be evac'd to Tortola, and the other with another motorcycle incident where this gentleman, a tourist, sustained damage, injuries, and we were able to get, with the agreements that we now have in place, Caribbean Buzz was called because they were at the time in the territory, and we were able to get them mobilized, and within 1 hour of the cyclist reporting to the clinic or reporting the accident to when they were airlifted, it was just 1 hour. So this is great progress in the duty of medevac services, and we'd like to commend all of the EMT volunteers.
Well, Minister Malone also stated that the companies which were originally contracted with the BVI government to provide the airlift service are still presently undergoing maintenance upgrades.
The ones that had provided the services before, they're still under service repairs and accreditation review, but the 1 or 2 private, locally based lines, they are charters, and they are only available when they're not on charter. So this was not sufficient enough for us, because if you need someone to be immediately evacuated and they are on charter, then their customers for their charter comes first. This is why we had to contract with Caribbean Buzz in order to get that particular situation where we have a number of alternatives to come forward. Even Caribbean Buzz, it is not the proper and it is not the ideal situation, because if because they have a number of other fleet, then or more equipment in the fleet, they will most likely have someone available, but they could be stationed at the time in St. Thomas, which then we have to mobilize it, come over to BVI, come over to come over to Tortola, come over to Anegada, and it takes a little more time. And this is they only called upon again if the other charters in the interim are otherwise occupied and cannot come over to Anegada. And we had a challenge where we could not access at night, but we got the lights repaired. But in order for us to provide service right now, until we become permanently certified, we have to get the approval of the ASSI through the governor, and then we can actually mobilize the night operations. So we're working on all fronts to make sure that we provide the necessary service. And air evacuation is nothing new in the world, but we have to make sure that it is the best that we can be here in the Virgin Islands.
Well, viewers, this news follows a recent incident on the sister island where an elderly couple seeking medical evacuations claimed that they waited more than 9 hours before being evacuated to the mainland of Tortola. Well, moving on, viewers, we're government to roll out a suite of government initiatives to increase efficiency and improve accountability within the public service. Well, this was confirmed by the Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Andrew Foy, during a recent press conference. Well, he said government will greatly enhance the services available online, which will include e-billing, online payment, and online bookings.
We can also factor in our e-government initiative, which we are continuing to push. E-government will greatly enhance the services available online, e-billing, online payment, and online bookings. It will bring convenience to everyone. Persons will not have to hop on a ferry and spend unnecessary time and money to travel to Tortola to access government services. You will be able to sit in your home and conduct business with the government, whether you are on Anegada, Virgin Gorda, Jos Van Dyke, Tortola, Salt Island, or any of our beautiful islands and anywhere in our world. Through e-government, we will dramatically increase efficiency of the service delivery because everything will be managed digitally. So, for instance, we will increase the efficiency of the services in customs, immigration, labor, police, and all government departments and statutory bodies.
Well, Premier Foy also spoke about the accountability measures which the e-government suite of initiatives will seek to provide.
As we talk about these services, e-government will also provide a system for holding those departments and all our other service departments and units accountable, because we'll be able to track the transactions by following the digital trail. The digital trail will log when the application is submitted, when it was dealt with, who dealt with it, what was the outcome, and more. And it does not matter which government is in office. The system will be able to provide an accurate and permanent record of what happened. While some aspects of the public services are under the purview of the governor constitutionally, we recognize that as the elected government, we have a responsibility to our people to make sure the needs of the people are met. And this administration is making a necessary investment to move these things from talk, where it has been for too many years, and into action and implementation. This was a commitment that was made to the people of the Virgin Islands to ease their frustrations, and we are holding true to this commitment.
While the leader of government business also explained that the e-government initiatives will incorporate features which will allow for the tracking of interactions from beginning to end. He said this will better assist with the management of the respective systems.
Over the years, we have heard the familiar complaint from persons that they submitted applications for different types of services in government. For example, applications for police record, trade licenses, passports, and work permits, to name a few. And it takes so long and too long to get these transactions processed and even to get an update. Sometimes, as just stated, you cannot get an explanation or update because the paper file has to be located, or only the specific officer dealing with the matter has the information. But with e-government, every step of the process can be tracked and information can be accessed at the push of a button. We will also be able to detect suspicious activity. The system will be able to calculate your duties, for instance, based on the information filed in your bills, and match back whether the payment is correct, whether the documentation is correct, and so forth. Immigration, labor, police, and all other government departments providing services to the public will be similarly enhanced through e-government, so we can identify when these things are going right, and when they are not.
Well, viewers, up next, Seventh-day Adventist Church teams up with other local organizations and march against gun violence, and the United States Virgin Islands to waive visas for Caribbean residents. Well, we will get to that stories when 284 News return.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Bojangada, Japanek, not forgetting Anegada. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, in collaboration with local churches and non-profit organizations, recently held a March of Witness event across the capital of Rotown to lobby against gun violence. Well, I was there to report on the event. The event witnessed more than 100 persons, including children, gathering in the festival grounds and marching along a designated route. Where the participants circled the Rotown area with their banners and musical instruments, all in the name of protesting against gun violence. Well, I spoke to President Henderson Tittle of the Mentoring Anointed Leaders Everywhere group, also referred to as MAIL, who spoke about his organization's role in the march.
Well, when I heard about the event that the Adventist organization is putting on, I think that it was something that we as the MAIL organization should get involved in, because most of the violence that we've been seeing over the last couple of months, young men been losing their life, and we are young men, so we decided to join with them and to take a stand against violence, because one is too many. And we never know. There are boys who are going to lose their father if violence continue. Boys going to lose their uncle, their stepfather, and we don't want that. So that's one of the reasons why we decided to come out and just take a stand against violence.
And as you said, the message is clear. You know, the spiral effect that could happen when there's gun violence, whether it's a male or female that lose their life to guns. And as you said, you have the youth here as well. What message would you like them to take away?
Put the guns down. Put the guns down, and violence is not the answer. Love is always the answer, and love will continue to be the answer. Enough is enough. We need to stop the killing, and let's live as brothers.
And can we get a chant from your guys here?
Who are we? Who are we? Everybody say after me, put the guns down. Enough is enough. Let's go. Enough is enough.
Put the guns down.
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 I also spoke to the public relations officer of the BVI Christian Council, Pastor Winston Salmon.
Well, we partner with the Seventh-day Adventist Church this afternoon to say no to gun violence. Despite what's going on in the community, we recognize that the guns are getting violent, and we are saying to the guys, put your gun down. We have got this 2 weeks of gun honesty. We are saying to you, bring the gun to a pastor, find the gun to somebody who you can take it to. We are saying no, 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 no. We are losing too many of our young seed, and we are calling on the young man, put the gun down, stop the fighting. So this evening we come out, we join with the government, the BVI Christian Council, along with the seven, we are saying to them, put the gun down, no more gun, no more violence. We are tired. We are saying to you that gun is not the answer. Jesus is the answer. So we give you Jesus this afternoon. We are appealing to all our men with the guns in the bushes, in the houses, in the car, in the containers. Bring them out. Bring them to us as pastors. We are able and willing to take them in and to secure you and your future and your children's future and the next generation.
And, you know, obviously that is a very great message. You know, what is the overall goal? You know, the goal, what is the overall goal in terms of persons, you know, when, you know, at the end of the march, you know, you would have been browsing the community, you would go through town, through Hunton's Gut, through Longbush, back here. What's the overall goal at the end of this march?
That we're hoping that people get the message, especially our young men, our young ladies, the younger generation. Now, if the issue be that they will tell you when somebody have a fight, right, they will fight fist to fist, or they will go out and cool out. But nowadays it's gone. So we're saying after this, we're saying to the community of the BVI that we are against gun. Totally. So after this, we're saying to you, if you get caught, you can't blame anybody. You have tools of honesty to bring in the guns. So we're saying, bring in the guns. Bring them to us, and we take them in.
And you would have had, obviously, a great turnout from persons here, a strong crowd, basically, to march. What is your response to that?
This is good. This is good initiative. We have people from all across the globe, all from different churches. That's why we are here. We are partnering to say to everybody that we are one. The church is one foundation. Is Jesus Christ our Lord. We are one. One in body, one in hope, one in faith. And we are saying to everybody, let's come out, let's join hands out together and say no more gun violence.
Great. Viewers, you heard the message. It's all about putting the guns down. You know, it's all about the march against gun violence here. And you would have seen a number of respective groups across the territory, you know, who would have been joining the Seventh-day Adventist Church, along with other churches here locally, to march against gun violence. On behalf of 284 Media and 284 News, I'm Kamal Haynes. Well, viewers, moving on to our final story, where a statement released by U.S. Congresswoman Stacey E. Plaskett confirms the approval of her Virgin Islands Visa Waiver Act, H.R. 5460. Well, according to Plaskett, the act would allow the Department of Homeland Security to approve non-immigrant visitor visa waivers for entry into the U.S. Virgin Islands for up to 45 days, primarily for residents of neighboring Caribbean countries. Well, the Congresswoman said, and I quote, "Well, this limited visa waiver program would better enable the Virgin Islands to compete economically with other islands and nations in the Caribbean community." Well, a nationwide U.S. visa waiver program already allows nationals of certain countries to travel to the United States for up to 90 days without obtaining a visa. She continued, "Well, this bill would apply solely to the U.S. Virgin Islands, and because the Virgin Islands is outside the U.S. customs zone by law, it would not allow entry into any other part of the United States," end quote. Well, the release also notes that a similar non-immigrant visitor visa waive program has already been utilized successfully in Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands for nationals of other countries. Well, it has not been yet specified which Caribbean countries the waiver program would apply to. Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.